Hello everyone, welcome back to Harrison's Hoovers and Washing Machines. Today I thought I would do a tour of this Numatic HenryXtra and showing you what the tools he comes with and how to use them. And then after that I'm going to show you this in more detail. So without any further ado, let's get to the video. But before we do, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notifications every time that I post. So let's get to it. These are the standard tools that you get with all the pneumatic cleaners, such as Henry and Hetty, which is the 2-meter crush proof hose, 2 metal extension tubes, the metal curved handle. You've got the aero brush for your rugs and carpet, and you can use this for pet hairs because it's got a rotating brush. I've used it for so many times and it's got a bit of hair on it, but this is not brand new because I did remember once fixing this turbo nozzle when the bearings snapped, and I've also changed the belt to make sure it runs okay. But in this flap you've got the toe bind. You've got the toe bind in here, and when there's power running through it, it drives the fan, but also it drives the brush roll. But when you're using this aero brush for picking up pet hairs, make sure that there is large particles out of the way. So because as you can see, there is a bit of blades, plastic, a bit damaged. So don't pick up any hard or sharp objects because they can damage the fan. All I've learned is that if you pick up larger debris, it can clog up very easily. So yeah, that's your aero brush. And then you get your carpet and floor nozzle. This is the old style of the pneumatic Henrys and Hettys because it's got a metal base plate, litter pickers for picking up pet hair, and as you can see it's on hard floors already, but basically you've got a foot operated pedal. So when you're using it on carpets, you simply pull this pedal down until you hear a snap, and now the brush is up for doing your carpets. And when you want to use it on hard floors, you simply pull this pedal up, so then it lowers the brushes down when you're doing your hard floors. Also, because this is an extra hoover, you get a dedicated hard floor nozzle. So especially in your bathrooms, if you've got a bit more delicate floors, this is the nozzle that you would use to use all the time, like every bathroom, because some floors are a bit delicate, but if you've got a bit more light floors that aren't so delicate, then you can use this nozzle here. And then the smaller tools, you get the adapter piece, so then that which enables you to connect any of these small tools directly onto the hose end without having to use the handle. You get a polisher brush with the slide-on brush, which has them lugs here. So basically, that enables you to do your oil upholstery, but with the slide-on brush you can give it more agitation for doing your car mats and your stairs and curtains, whichever you're comfortable with. Your crevice tool for your nooks and crannies, and for cobwebs, and also for side of your sofas as well. And you get the dusting brush as well for doing your curtain rail services, anything really. And actually, some of these tools are actually from my other hoovers in the garage, because this is actually being refurbished now. So this hose was his original hose. These tubes aren't. These nozzles aren't. And these tools aren't either. And as you can see, this nozzle has been cracked because I put a bit of force on this tubes. It's now left with a crack. So I'm not too fussed about that, because once you've used the hoovers, you've used them all. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause and show you this in more detail. And also, you get a hoover bag as well. So yeah, and also that didn't actually come with the hoover. I got this for an optional for putting the tools in with. And in this bag I've got the swing ticket, which is HenryXtra, the green team. This is actually ideal for auto sales really. I just stole it from my nan's. So I've shown you all the tools. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put all the tools back in the bag, and I'll show you this in more detail. So this is the HenryXtra that I've had for 3 years, just after my birthday. It's a little bit dirty, just because I had a green one before, just before I've had this blue one, because I was hoping that I can have 4 Numatic cleaners, which I used to have a Hetty as well, but that's now at my nan's. And the seller who had this before me kept it dirty, and then when I plugged it in, it sounded rusty. So I swapped the motor, and now I did test it before I replaced it, and now it actually sounds very smooth. So here he is. He looks very, very similar to all the Numatics, but the one noticeable change is the face. On the earlier machines, they're just stickers, and on the later machines, it's a 3D face which you can twist and take off. And actually, I have got a later machine, which I don't know if you checked out on my very first video of testing all my 3 Numatics. You may have noticed that one of them has got a 3D face which you can take off as well. And then on the top of your Henry, you've got a built-in carry handle with a cord rewind, which I'll show you in a minute. And then underneath your hoover, you've got 2 swivel casters at the front, and then 2 large rear wheels. It looks a bit abused because, like I said, the man didn't keep it clean. And then at the back of your hoover, this is what it looks like from the earlier Numatics, before the later models. You will notice on the back of this hoover, this Henry, that there is no tool storage, which is found on later models. but we do have a permission to install one tool on this hoover. So whichever tool you use the most. So I'm going to show you right now. So whichever tool you use the most, you could either put the dusting brush on there or the crevice tool. That clip will be easy enough to see. That clip will be handy. So whichever tool you use the most, it will be on to hand. So you need that in place. So then that helps you to say, oh, you use this and you use that. And then on the top, at the back of your hoover, you've got two switches, but this is actually an auto-safe model, so you've got your green on and off switch. So when you switch it on initially, the machine will operate at a low wattage, and that's 600 watts. And when you want the full power of 1200 watts, you simply press this high button in, and then that red light will glow to show you that it's on full power. And then you've got this cord rewind system that's built into this HenryXtra. So you simply pull this out. This is 10-meter cable. So it enables you to plug this cleaner downstairs into one socket, and you can actually use this machine upstairs without having to find a new socket. And once you finish using this machine, you simply wind this up. So, underneath the handle you've got your rating sticker, and it's an HVX200A model, and it's 200 to 20 to 200 to 40 volts, 50 to 60 hertz, 1200 watt max, 1000 watt IEC. I don't know if you guys can see it, but in fact I'll load this down so you guys can see. So there you go. It's really hard to say because there's lights. And the serial number is 123613583. So this was born in week 36 of 2012. So this has been in my house for 3 years, and it's 13 years. So that is actually older than my other Numatics I've got in my house. And then it's 8.95 kilograms, so that is, I think, way heavier than the compact models that you can buy now, or you can buy today. What I'll do is, just to be fair, I'll put it right up to the camera if you guys can't see it. You can pause this server. You can pause this video if you need to read it a bit more detail. So there you go. So we'll take we'll take the motor unit off. Just undo the two clips, and out comes the motor. You got your motor, of course, located underneath. And then you got your filter, and obviously I have put a toilet air freshener in because I remember the time they actually stunk and my mother didn't like it. So this is the filter, obviously, and this is the HEPA flow bag, which I haven't emptied yet because it's not full yet. So basically, when the bag is full, you simply pull the bag out using this red collar, like that. I won't pull that now because all the dust was all coming out, and then you simply close this flap over. So, and also, when the filter gets very dirty, you must never ever put them in the washing machine because it can cause a bit of a damage. But you can also, it can clean this filter, but it can make some damages. So if I were you, I would grab one of my cleaners and use it to suck all the dirt up, or get the dustpan and brush and take all the dust off that way. So yeah, I will go through that in the next video because I have got instructions which has been rendered to my name. And finally, we can replace this motor unit back on the top. And another thing as well, that on the later models, you normally have a little recessed part at the back. So at the back, we have, I don't know if you can quite see, but at the back, we have a little blue line in the middle. So basically, what you'd normally see is the parking bracket in the middle and two slots either side. You'd use it to line up the words, but on my Hoover, I just use it to, I would use it to line up the exhaust using the very middle line at the back. Once the motor unit is in place, you can flex it, pushing the clips in either side, and then HenryXtra is ready to be used. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect all these up and then show you, and I'll show you then. First things first, you have to put the hose on first. It takes a few more times to actually fit in to the cleaner. So there you go, that's the hose fitted. Next thing you'll want is the curved handle. So this hand part can be put on two ways, so you may find it useful so you can have it that way, or some people might have it this way, but it depends on your preference. But for normal carpet cleaning, that is how I would want it. And then let's fit the extension tubes on. This is also useful that if you want your children to vacuum, you can take off one of them tubes so it'll be shorter and perfect height for them. If they want to, but if the adults want to vacuum, you'll have to get the tube and attach it back. And then you fit whatever tool you want on. It's either the airbrush, the high floor nozzle, or this combination tool. So that just fits on like so. And as you can see, like I said earlier, there is a crack here, but it does work. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let you see this in action, and then sum up the video, and then that will be the end of, and then I'll say goodbye.